The Spectre of Vasquelia. It was in Vasquelia that the man lived. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where flowers of white and blue grow in permanent, unspoiled beauty. Vasquelia, finest land on earth. For it was Vasquelia that the man loved. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where verdant trees abound, the glades a haven of green and brown. Vasquelia, finest land on earth. When the war came to Vasquelia, the man was there, ready to defend the land that he loved. He gave it his all, without thought for his life, for all that he cared of was the land that he loved. Vasquelia, finest land on earth. And though the vast foreign legions kept marching, and though the peaceful fields were stained with the blood of war, and though he had not held a weapon in that all too short life he lived, the man was there, ready to defend the land that he loved. Vasquelia, finest land on earth. It was in Vasquelia that the man thought. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where not a taint of the deadly wars stained the beautiful plains. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. It was in Vasquelia that the man died. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where the rivers are deepest aquamarine, and the weeds will not dare grow. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. When the invaders marched across the ford, their hearts malformed and crippled with the blackest intent, the man did retreat to the bastion wall, and he climbed, till on the highest rampart he stood, in Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. And as they approached, ever closer they came, he threw stones to impede them, to keep safe his home, but they would not stop, and they ever came closer, and he saw that he had but one chance left to save Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. It was in Vasquelia that the man stood. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where the birds always sang their peaceful songs, and that grey stench of evil would ever be smelt. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. It was in Vasquelia that the man leapt. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where the morning dew fades in the afternoon sun, where the trickle of streams keeps the silence at bay. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. With no other hope left to destroy the poison that came in the form of malevolent fighters, the man jumped down from atop the ramparts, and he screamed as he fell for peace to return to Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. But one cut of a sword and the man landed limp. Warm blood crept from the wound in his side, and the soldiers still marched to make good their advance, their evil agenda, now destined to end Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. It was in Vasquelia that the man lived. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where flowers of white and blue grow in permanent, unspoiled beauty. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. It was in Vasquelia that the man died. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where the rivers are deepest aquamarine, and the weeds will not dare grow. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. So the man, he returned and destroyed all the soldiers, driving them mad, just his face in their dreams. And they all fled the land, looking for sanity, for such a thing that they'd never find here, in Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. And still, if you look on a foggy, fresh morning, on the ramparts, you will always find the man standing there, legs bent, set to jump, to save the land he'd always loved. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth. For it was Vasquelia that the man loved. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth, where verdant trees abound, the glades a haven of green and brown. Vasquelia, the finest land on earth.